Welcome everybody to another Ginger on Wheels video. Today we're going to be testing 3 of Kukirin's top scooters. These are the top 3 scooters that I know of in their lineup. We've got the G2 Master, the G3 Pro, and the Kukirin G4. I want to do a quick walk around of them, and then we're going to be doing some acceleration and speed testing on the 3. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's roll the intro and get into it. So I'm going to start with the biggest of the 3. This is the Kukirin G3 Pro. Very sturdy folding latch, mediocre light, pretty low to the ground. We got 10-inch tubed tires. I really like the suspension on this one. Out of the 3, this one has the most comfortable ride by far. It's got cool little side lights that act as blinkers as well. This one has 140mm full hydraulic front and rear brakes. It's very nice. The best braking of the 3 scooters, but this one is the second fastest. The G4 is the fastest of the bunch, but acceleration and hill climbing power on this one is lacking because it only has one 2000 watt motor. The G3 Pro and the G2 Master are dual motor scooters. This one has dual 1200 watt motors and this one has dual 1000 watt motors. So the acceleration is very similar when you account for the fact that this one weighs 77 pounds and this one weighs 87 pounds. It looks like the G2 Master and the G3 Pro have the same display, different button layout here for the blinkers and horn turn signal switches. The G3 Pro and the G4 both have key ignitions, and this one just has a button that you push right there to turn it on. This one has the tallest deck height of the 3. This one is medium, that one's the lowest, and this, like I said, the G3 Pro is the most comfortable. This one is a lot more fun to ride to me though, just because it's so much narrower, has a smaller form factor, and it's 10 pounds lighter, so it's easier to throw around. As far as bar height goes, it might be kind of hard to tell because we're on a little bit of a slope here, but the G3 Pro has the tallest bars, and the G2 Master, it has adjustable bars here. It's on the tallest setting, but still a little bit shorter than the G3 Pro. And the G4 has the shortest bars of the bunch. For bar width, the distance from here to here, this really helps with stability. This is 21 inches on the G2 Master. On the G3 Pro, it's 24 inches, so a little bit wider, and you get better stability because it's got these shaped grips. I really like grips that are shaped like this with the palm flare out. And the G4 in the middle here has the widest bars. I think they're 27 inches wide, but little tiny skinny grips. They're not the best. I do like the throttle on this one the most though. It has this little flare out piece right here, so you can modulate it with your pointer finger as well as your thumb. It's very nice. The throttles are about the same on this G3 Pro here and then the G2. This one has little grips for your finger, but they modulate the same. The G2 Master looks like it probably has a little more waterproofing here on the lights, horn, and turn signal switch area. They're also closer together. It's a smaller form factor compared to this one. I've been seeing this on scooters for about 3 or 4 years now. It's pretty old news. When you go to fold the scooters, the G3 Pro has a little turning knob here, and it also has the latch, so you can latch the scooter into the rear plate and pick it up and carry it around. The G2 Master has the same kind of mechanism here. You do have to have the bars in the tallest setting to fold it and get the latch to work. If the bars are in the middle or lower setting, it won't latch into the bottom plate there. Also, when you fold the G4, it just has this little thing they call a streamer right here. So you take the key out, you undo the folding latch, and then this streamer actually wraps around the foot plate here. So I don't know how well that works. I imagine this thing would rip on the sharp metal corners of this, but it doesn't lock into place very well. It does seem like the easiest, but also the cheapest. The folding mechanism on the G4 genuinely scares me. You just have to do this, and the bars aren't connected by anything except for this little aluminum pin in here. So if it comes unclipped while you're riding, I can pretty much guarantee you if you pull back hard enough, you could bust through this little aluminum pin. And I actually did see a post online where someone had a crack in their stem, and then while they were riding, the scooter bars actually folded back like that. Since you can see this one is lacking in structural stability. The suspension on the G4 is the worst of the bunch. It bottoms out very easily. It feels really cheap. It clanks on the rear when I go over bumps and stuff. It doesn't feel great at all. It does have wider tires though, so it helps a little bit. I think if it had the same 10-inch tubed tires, these are 11-inch tubeless. If it had those type of tires, it would be a lot more unruly. This has cable actuated 140mm brakes. So does this one, but they're a different brand, and this one also has a stronger electronic brake. I really like the braking on this one. The electronic brake kicks in pretty much right when you touch the brake lever. There's no delay. And this one has a tiny bit of an e-brake, but not much at all, and the brakes themselves don't work very well. I do like the display on the G4 the most though. It has this cool little piece right here with your headlight and your turn signals. And just from a UI standpoint, it's pretty cool. It does have a touch screen too, so you can turn on and off the lights. You can adjust the speed modes, what have you, but this one is the dimmest of the bunch. So if we could get this throttle this display but brighter, these handlebars and suspension and battery, then I think we would have the ultimate scooter. Maybe Kukirin can make that next. It's worth mentioning also that these two scooters are 52 volts, this one is 60 volts, and the G3 Pro has a removable battery. You can just undo the combination lock right here, and then you can pull the battery out. You just unplug this thing right here, lift it up with this little latch, and you got a removable battery there. It's nice because not only can you bring it in when it gets cold out, you might want to leave your scooter outside, but if the battery dies in the scooter, then you can just bring it inside to charge, or if it dies completely, it's a lot easier to take out. You can just pop it out versus these ones where you have to basically take the whole scooter apart to get the batteries out and replace them. As far as top speed goes, the G4 is the fastest with pretty mid acceleration. The G3 Pro is second fastest and nice acceleration. I like this one. The G2 Master is 1 or 2 miles per hour slower than the G3 Pro. But like I said, it's a smaller form factor. I just think this one's more fun to ride. It's also got cooler lights on the side for what that's worth. They both come with the same charger. They're all 2 amps. This one is 60 volt, like I said. So it's about the same size battery as the G3 in watt hours, but it just has this one dinky little charge port right here. I don't know how waterproof that thing is. On the G3 Pro, you can see we have this fully waterproof cover, and there's 2 charge ports on this one, so you can charge it twice as fast if you want to. As far as fenders go and riding in the rain, these two look a lot more waterproof. This one is very rudimentary. It doesn't seem like very waterproof at all, actually. And the fender on the back, you can see, it looks like it would prevent spray up, like spraying on your back while you're riding, but it's gonna spray the entire scooter, probably the back of your leg, and get the suspension all grody when it's wet. There's also no fender on the G4 in the front. I think the G3 Pro has the best all-around fenders because they come pretty far forward, they go very far back, and they don't grind up against the suspension or the tire when the suspension's compressed. This is long enough to keep water off your back, but just barely, and it's not going to do a very good job of keeping mud off the suspension, as you can see. And in the middle, we have the G2 Master. It goes back very far. This will prevent all the spray back from riding in the rain. It has this little shroud right here to protect the suspension, but it still has this open gap, so it might spray you a little bit. And the front fender on the G2 Master is really short. So when you're riding, the water is gonna flick up and then the wind will blow it back all over the front of the scooter and the front of you. So this is in the middle. G4 is the worst fenders, and the G3 Pro would be the best, I think, for riding in the rain. I've had so many people asking me, which one should I buy? The G4, G2 Master, or G3 Pro? And it really depends on what you want. If you live somewhere flat with no potholes and you just want top speed, go for the G4. If you want a really nice, comfortable ride with good torque, good speed, and very stable, go for the G3 Pro. This one, I think, would be the best all-around commuter. If you want something just fun and sporty and nimble, quick, then the G2 Master is your best bet. I can't bottom out the suspension on either of these, but like I said, this one bottoms out very easily. All right, I think that about sums up the walk around. Sorry it was so long, I tried to make it quick, but let's get to the acceleration and top speed testing.